I don't mind his checks. He's steady, he getting their residual checks, but neither here nor there. Come on in, come on in. Friday Night Live.
Everyone.
Happy Friday night. We are outside.
Yes, it's a little chilly today.
We forgot to turn that water filter off, but that's all right.
You want me to turn it off?
That's on you, mama. That's on you. That's on you. I don't think whatever. It's the natural flow. It's the oasis.
You guys let us know if it's just too loud, the background mountains.
Yeah, it's all good.
I should turn it off.
That's on you, baby. I ain't tripping about that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Come on in. Come on in. Let us know where you're streaming from. Let us know where you're streaming from. We have a good topic tonight that we're going to jump in.
Yes.
I'm
really excited about the LOP conference.
What's that?
The Love on Purpose Marriage Conference.
Okay, where's that at?
It's going to be at the Tampa Convention Center.
When?
You need to say when.
It's going to be February 17th to 18th.
I think a lot of you that are watching have probably already bought your tickets. But if you haven't, let me encourage you. You don't have to be married. You don't have to be dating. If you're dating, if you're thinking about getting married, if you're married, if you've been married for 50 years or you've been married for 2 months, 1 month, a week, you will get something out of this conference. This year, we have some really awesome topics. If this is your second marriage, we have something special just for you. We have a concert with
JJ Harrison.
Yes. And we also will be doing a sit down with him and his wife, and we'll be talking about marriage. So, I mean, a lot of people don't know that he's not just coming to sing, but he's actually going to talk about marriage. We have a lot of awesome topics. Of course, we always have fun. We always have giveaways. We always have games. But the main thing is working on your marriage, because if you don't work on your marriage will not work. It is work. Marriage is work. And we have to, like we said last year, you have to keep everything tuned up. You have to maintain your marriage. And going to marriage conferences, we've never left a marriage conference and said, man, that was a waste of time. Never.
You're going to get something in reference to, and if nothing else, you're going to be around like-minded people who are striving to be better. Oftentimes, you want to put yourself in a position or circumstance or situation where you're around like-minded people who are striving to improve and get other examples of people who are walking it out. So it's helpful. It helps you grow.
Right. And if you don't live in the Tampa Bay area, this is a great opportunity for you to get a getaway with you and your hubby and come to the Tampa area. We have a beautiful city and lots to do, great food. And like Jomo said, great company. And we make sure we take care of you. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be an awesome, awesome conference this year.
All right.
All right.
Let's jump in. My name is Jomo.
I'm Charmaine.
And we get together on Friday nights with real, raw, and relevant conversations dealing with relationships. Tonight, we're talking about deal breakers. 10 deal breakers in relationships. Y'all ready to jump in? Number one. Now, I have topics all over the place, but this particular list I picked out. Number one, lies you tell. Lies. I don't know.
Deal breakers.
Lies.
Yeah.
You know, because oftentimes it's hard to gain trust.
Right.
If I always catch you in a lie.
Because you never get a chance to really redeem yourself.
Yeah, because the person's always lying to get you, you know. And I don't know about
you. Them.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has. By the way, go ahead and put it on the content on the screen. Lies you tell. Because it's so hard to try to build something with a person you don't trust.
Right. And you want to be able to know when they say something that you can stand on, you can believe in it. And if your spouse, the person that you plan to spend the rest of your life with, you can't believe what's coming out of their mouth, it's really hard to then trust them in all things.
You can't respect them.
It's one of those foundational principles on building your relationship.
Yeah, you have to be able to deal with truth. The Bible says we should be naked and unashamed.
Right.
Okay. Number two. Why are you always talking about your ex? Oh, my God. I mean,
Comparing.
Jonathan wouldn't do that. You know what? You remind me of my ex. You know what?
Oh, wow.
The first day you say that, I'm going to tell you go home to your ex. The first time. Not the second, the third, the fourth. The first time you said, you know what? The first time you say something, come out your mouth sideways about comparing. Now, some of you, this is a routine where you speak of, and here's a challenge. If you are in a blended relationship and you have to deal with exes and baby mama drama and baby daddy drama, it's very difficult to you have to deal with
because
them.
you're constantly going to be seeing the person. But the thing is you don't have to compare your ex to your spouse, even if you have to deal with them.
It is
because
dangerous.
There's a reason why they're your ex.
It is dangerous.
And you need to keep that in your past and focus on your future with the person that you're currently with.
Danger is dangerous.
You are really into like these
the songs, you know. So it's dangerous.
It is,
and you have to be mindful not to get in the comparison game, because when you start comparing, no one's happy. Okay.
Good stuff.
Number three.
Never
takes responsibility. No ownership. It's never their fault. They deflect.
Always everybody else's fault.
It's always somebody else's fault. You know, we were somewhere. I forgot where we were. St. Louis. Was it St. Louis?
I don't know.
We went to a Sprint store, and she had the audacity to tell me I was responsible for activating my phone. My phone.
Are you kidding me, Jomo?
And so I told her, I told her.
Is that a good example?
Hey, it's the one that came out of my head.
Okay.
But anyway, it was funny. But at some point, you have to own it. Take responsibility for yourself and your actions. And whatever it is, it's not a bad thing when you mess up.
Right.
Just own it.
Right.
And just say, okay, that's my bad. I blew it.
Right.
And I blow it all the time.
I think it's so much easier for someone to forgive and not necessarily forget, but forgive and not bring it up ever again when you take ownership of whatever you did wrong. Yeah. I mean, and especially if you do it quickly, it's like, what else is there to say? I never try to beat a dead horse. It's like, of course that's a saying, when, let me break that down. When somebody has owned up to whatever it is they did, you don't want to constantly, well, I told you, and this is why you shouldn't did that. And then it's like you keep going on and on and on about something they've already apologized for, and you can just move on, or you could live in that. You shouldn't live in it. Just move on from it.
Agreed. Point number 4. You always lost. Meaning, no one knows where you are. Okay. Or another way to say it that we say that people should know, everyone knows where everyone goes.
Right.
Why is it that you're always lost? Why is it I can never track you down? Why is your phone always, the tracking system is gone?
Right.
Meaning, we should be able to be honest and say, listen, I'm here, I'm there, out of respect.
Right.
We're in a dangerous world.
Right.
You can get lost, missing, kidnapped, anything.
You wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't even know.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you avail yourself for your spouse to know where you are. If you're going to be out late, let's have some text messages. Let's communicate.
Right.
You shouldn't be out of pocket for too many hours without a check-in. Now, some will say, you know what, I'm a grown, man or a grown woman. But if you are in a committed relationship, I'm responsible for you.
Right.
You're responsible for me. First off, your body don't even belong to you.
Don't even go with what we're talking about.
I'm talking about it right now. All of this don't belong to you. I just want you to know that. All your assets don't belong to you. Okay?
All right.
Just want you to know that in case you didn't know.
But no, I think it can be very traumatizing for someone, especially if they have gone through any infidelity in past relationships.
Yes.
Or if you guys have, battled infidelity within your relationship, for you to not be open and honest about where you are at all times.
Dangerous. And it oftentimes when we don't know, we think negatively.
Right. A really good tool that we have and we use all the time because it's in real time, you can share it, is a Google Calendar. And a lot of times we'll put our tasks, our chores in the Google Calendar. And it may not be every little thing like I'm going to the gas station or I'm stopping by the grocery store on my way home. But for like major appointments and things that's going on in your day, your spouse will know between this time and this time,
Mm-hmm.
Charmaine will be at her doctor's appointment.
And I be pulling up.
And he does.
I be pulling up.
You know,
you at the hair salon?
Getting a facial or a hair salon or whatever.
Now,
it's in the Google Calendar.
I don't pull up to like see if she's there. I just be pulling up to be like special.
He just walks into the beauty salon.
If you say the beauty salon, I'm gonna come check and see. You know what? Say what's up to Nicole and the crew. You know what I mean? Yes. That's what I do. You know.
Fantastic Sam 301.
Yeah, she's awesome. Now, you see what you just did? You see what you just did now?
What?
You don't dropped out. You don't told. You see now when okay.
No, it's awesome.
Number 5. Number 5. Hey, bro, you ain't got no job? Work? The Bible says.
Friday, you ain't got no job.
The Bible says, if you don't work, you don't eat. And I said this too. You don't eat and you don't sleep with me. I'm gonna add another one. But
you just said your body don't belong to you.
No.
Contingent upon you having a job. How about that?
Now, there may be times and seasons where a job's a challenge. You got downsized, resized. You know, something happened temporarily. Right. Now, I've had jobs that were way below my standard, but it was for a season.
Right.
Never feel like you're beneath something when you're in a transition season.
That's good.
This too shall pass.
Yes.
Do what you got to do to get over the hump, and then you position yourself differently in the future. But
you have to have a plan.
Correct. That's a deal breaker. Right. The Bible says if they don't work, they don't eat. Right. So how you have somebody eating off you for an extended period of time? Okay, like I said.
And they're not even making effort.
Listen.
It's different when someone's making effort and it's not working out and they need help, whatever. That's different than someone that's just laying down, not doing anything, not trying.
So you have to identify, do I have to do a trade? I mean, I worked at Walmart. I mean, a trade.
You're talking about like a job.
Yes, you have to figure out a way.
Right.
That you have
like you could go to a technical school.
You got to figure it out. Yeah, you got to figure something out. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Number 6, you don't make me feel special. Like, example. Okay. You go ahead, quit first.
I was gonna say this is how the enemy can come into your marriage. Not giving your spouse words of affirmation and encouraging them. The enemy can come in and use that to use other people to manipulate them into thinking that, other people see them more special than, you do because you never say it. And a lot of people say, I don't need to say it, I show you. But some people need to hear it. You need to hear
every way that you can express and show that your spouse is special, you should do.
Right.
You should have full court press. Listen, my baby girl called me and said, Jomo, I'm low on electric. You know what your boy did? Boy drove cross town. Yes, I did. And gave her my car and took her low electric car and got it back to the house. So she didn't have to stop. Right. I said, I got you. Because, I said, there's things I could do. But at that moment, I said, you know what? I don't want her even thinking about figuring out how she going to figure that out. I said, I'm going to take it off you. I said, we both have electric cars. Okay. So her battery was a little lower and she would have to maybe stop at a spot she don't want to stop. I said, we're going to kill that noise. I'll get you, I'll take care of you and you take my car and I'll get you, straighten you out. Meaning I want her at every chance I can to make her know that she's my priority, that she's number one. And it may be small things. It may be big things, but you should make them feel like they're the number one priority.
Right. You never want somebody to be able to come to your spouse and give them a compliment and they feel so good about the compliment because they don't receive that within the relationship.
All right, number seven. You always bring outside influences into your relationship.
Like friends and family?
Yeah, you always putting people in our business. They don't even know all that. Why you always telling people our business? Why?
And they'll never forgive as fast as
Oh my gosh, why do you keep doing this? Conversation between me and you done circled out. And so now we go to the family reunion and they talking about everybody looking at you like you're crazy and because you talk too much.
Right.
So we have to be careful in reference to telling people too much of our business.
That's good.
Okay, number 8. Now, this is number 8. It doesn't mean that it is the least important. A person who's always cheating. Now, it could be number one. They all bad, but it's just where it was on the list. Cool. So that speaks for itself. Okay, that's a deal breaker. You open me up to disease, craziness. That's all I'm saying.
Mistrust.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Physical abuse. Time out.
Yeah.
Deal breaker.
It's over.
Deal breaker.
Yeah. I never even try to, like, if somebody says that people put hands on, if it was a female putting their hands on their husband or a male putting their hands on the female, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Physical abuse is a physical abuse.
Correct.
And then the relationship is now toxic and you got to get out.
Got to get out, you know.
When it becomes not safe for you to be in the relationship, it's just not even worth it.
Real talk. And lastly,
yeah,
a person who yells and screams and curses at you. The Bible speaks about how a soft answer quiets wrath.
Okay.
The Bible says about a contentious woman who tears a house down. The Bible says to be slow to speak.
Right.
The Bible says to use edifying words to build up. Death and life are in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
So we have to be mindful with our tongues to speak life. And I know for me, words are very detrimental, and I take them personally. So you have to be mindful that your spouse, your husband, your wife, you may not even realize how damaging your words are. Right. You may not be physically abusive, but you may be verbally abusive. And so you have to do whatever you have to do to improve and limit negative words, because those words are eternal. Right. The Bible says your words to your spouse are eternal. Right. So slow down. 4 P's, pause, ponder, pray, proceed. If you feel that spirit bubbling up to say something you should not say, pause, breathe, and don't say it. I was sitting at we were at this convention, and I was sitting next to an older couple. And for some reason, I asked a question. I said, listen, what's the secret? And they said they were married 40 plus years. I said, what's the secret to your success? And they said this: we never talk when one of us is angry. Because we've learned that what we say when we're angry often lasts a lot longer than our anger does.
I think this topic was really good because if you're not in or if you're in a relationship and you're dating, you're not necessarily married, these are definitely some things that you should write down and discuss, because if you're in a relationship, you should know what deal breakers are for your spouse. And you know, just because they wrote that it's a deal breaker, you know, when something happens in the relationship, like let's say somebody says, oh, infidelity is a deal breaker. When it actually, well, if it happens in your relationship, because not everybody experiences that, if it happens in your relationship, that doesn't necessarily mean that that person will feel the same way after it's happened. There are still ways that you can repair a relationship after infidelity. Some people, it's triggers for certain things and certain topics that they just cannot get past.
Correct.
And the thing is you never want to be in a relationship with somebody where, you know, you knew that it was a deal breaker. They told you it was a deal breaker. And then they said that, oh, but I'll just stay with you for the kids, or I'll just stay with you. And both of you all are miserable, because that's not God's best either. So if you cannot forgive totally, then you've ruined the relationship. The relationship's over. There is no relationship. But, you know, if you already know ahead of time what someone's deal breakers are, it would behoove you to listen to what they're saying versus, you know, ignoring that and trying it. Because the thing is, yeah, they could decide, hey, let's try to work on it. Or they could decide, you know what, we could work on it, but I still can't get past it. And once you get stuck in 1950 and you can't get past it, you're living there constantly and you're not moving forward, you're not progressing, and that's not God's best. So I would definitely suggest to couples, even if you've been married for a while, talk about it. Like right now, what would be your deal breakers in our relationship? What would be the things that you say, you know what, I don't think I could get past that if that happened in our relationship. Because then you would have an idea of what, as the person has grown, what are their deal breakers and what things really affect them right now. I have hiccups. What things really affect them right now. So,
that's what
you want me to hold it?
No, water used to get rid of hiccups. That's what I was trying to do.
Thanks, babe. That's so sweet.
Hey, I try. Anyway, I hope this topic helps you.
Mm-hmm.
Please put in the comments if you have any questions that you may want us to answer, or things you're thinking about, or topics that you may want us to follow up on.
That would be awesome. And we would love to hear, what are your deal breakers in your relationship?
Correct. You can always go to our website, Jomo and Charmaine.com, and our YouTube page, Jomo and Charmaine. All right. We love you to life. Have a great night. Remember, love, laugh, and learn. Be blessed. Bye-bye.